Good day guys, nice to have you here. Today we will discuss the recent adjustment of Argus, and I will also show you some clips wherein I played as Argus with his latest update. For those who are not aware of it, MOONTON reduced his ultimate's cooldown dramatically and also added a slow immunity. This perks, however, wasn't given for free, as they also took away 2 seconds off of his ultimate's duration. Don't despair though, as this is only experimental and we are far from his final form. However, your thoughts matter, so please check this video out and leave your thoughts on the comment section below. And of course, if you want to encourage me in uploading more Argus content, please don't forget to hit like and share this video. Before we continue though, I want to give my shoutouts to Just a Demon Slayer fan. Thank you so much for being one of our longtime supporters. You're awesome. We also have I Am Beast ML, and he too hosts a YouTube channel, so guys, make sure to give him some love. Let's discuss first what makes this adjustment great. Number 1, even on the early game, Argus can now cast his ultimate every 35 seconds, which technically means the ultimate's cooldown is only 32 seconds, and that's without any cooldown reducing items. A lot of you may have forgotten already, but this used to be 80 seconds. That's more than twice the difference. This opens up opportunities when it comes to beating other heroes' ultimates. If you're not aware of it, the average cooldown of other heroes' ultimates range between 40 to as much as 60 seconds. As long as you focus on clearing minions and lane management on the early game, rather than clashes, this lower cooldown should be able to keep you alive until you are able to gain enough gold in order to get the items that you need. Number 2. Because of the slow immunity, this makes heroes that rely on slows to evade enemies or chase them pretty much useless. Because of that, investing on items that give bonus movement speed is ideal. This also means that Argus is now better when it comes to dealing with squishies due to his ability to ignore slow debuffs, which a lot of squishies have, especially marksmen. And we all know that MOONTON has been making a lot of buffs on marksmen, which could mean more marksman picks in the future. As a matter of fact, in addition to the buffs they have launched on the original server, they are thinking of releasing more buffs on marksmen in the upcoming patches, thus increasing Argus' relevance. Number 3. Earlier I told you about the cooldown on the early game. Well, on the late game it's even better. His cooldown is only 25 seconds, and if we include the duration of his skill, technically only 22 seconds. This opens up more opportunities on investing in items that doesn't give much cooldown reduction, but instead provides burst damage and attack speed. Which means, if you build Argus correctly with this new adjustment, he is even more fatal than before. Let's now talk about the weaknesses of this adjustment. Number 1. You won't be able to last in battles as long as before. Forget about duking it out mano-a-mano versus other fighters, because that will be close to impossible. The old 5-second ultimate Argus had was already fairly easy to counter. Enemies can simply disengage and re-engage once his ultimate is over. That is most especially obvious now, since with this version, he only has a 3-second ultimate. Number 2. Stun, suppression, airborne, knockback, or any crowd control skill that stops movement will be a hard counter against Argus. The good news is, since you can now invest in more attack speed items and burst items, putting on sweep boots is no longer as important as before. Instead, I recommend putting on tough boots, and on the late game, once you're item locked, I recommend buying rock potion in order to further improve your crowd control resilience. Well, that is if you last long enough to have such items. Number 3. His itemization is now less versatile, unlike what we had on the original server. Argus on the original server is equally effective whether you invest on attack speed and burst items, cooldown reduction and burst, cooldown reduction and crit, critical burst, or attack speed critical. Right now though, due to the 3-second window, you have to make sure you invest on items that will help you efficiently take the kill within that 3-second window. Otherwise, you'll run out of time. Basically, the playstyle of Argus is now more limited with this adjustment than what we have on the original server. Number 4. Being immune to slow is kinda useless still against high mobility heroes. If you can't reach them, then that means no regeneration for your ultimate, since you won't be able to reach them for an attack. No regeneration for your ultimate means the chances of dying is incredibly high as well. This is strongly tied with the ultimate's shorter duration. Number 5. We're pretty much back to square one. Argus now has more weaknesses more than ever. While it's true it is now more effective versus squishies that rely only on slow debuffs, however, how many heroes only rely on such ability? There's roughly a handful of them. However, hard crowd control heroes with stuns, high mobility heroes, heroes with high outplay potential, and burst damage are a lot, which are all of great effectiveness against Argus. The verdict? This adjustment is not exactly best for Argus. While I'm not against a 3-second ultimate, however, the trade-off should be far beyond giving him lower cooldown and just a slow immunity. In my opinion, Argus will benefit more with a 3-second ultimate if his range is longer, has faster attack speed, while his ultimate is active. Or he can perhaps have a 1-second silence against enemies around him, or probably even a stun around the enemies around him, in order for him to attempt a kill or take down within 3 seconds. Will that make him OP? Well, I think not, since he would still be vulnerable to stuns and other hard crowd controls after you have casted your ultimate. Also, let's not forget the fact that this ultimate only has a 3-second duration. Either that or they can simply return the 5-second ultimate's duration, keep the cooldown they gave him, and keep the slow immunity. With that being said, what do you guys think about this adjustment? Like I said earlier, leave your thoughts on the comment section below, and if you haven't yet, don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe. Stay safe everyone. Peace.